Hey guys, so today I'm here with a review on a pretty interesting and rare piece of technology called the Nintendo eReader. Now the Nintendo eReader was an add-on for the Game Boy Advance. They really didn't actually make that many of them, especially in the United States. It was fairly popular in Japan, but it just didn't do too well in the United States, and I don't even think it was ever sold in Europe. So what this is all about is it allows you to scan cards, such as this one right here, as you guys can see. There are various types of cards that you actually scan using the e-reader and get various data onto your Game Boy Advance. It was actually a really pretty unique idea. So let me just show you guys how it works here. It is just an original Game Boy Advance. All you do is just kind of plug it in. You can see here it's got a spot for the link cable. You just plug it in and you're going to be good to go like that. Now as you can see, it's pretty unwieldy. It's almost double the thickness of the original Game Boy Advance. However, that was okay because it was still pretty unique. Now this also does work for the Game Boy Advance SP and I believe the DS Lite. Although as you can see here with these others, when you plug it in, the link cable does not actually plug in correctly. Not a big deal, really didn't impact anything other than not being able to close it correctly. So let me just give you guys a quick demo of how it works on the Game Boy Advance SP. So what this is all about is, of course, just allowing you to scan your various cards in. You can get data and all kinds of stuff. So you can scan the dot codes, which I'll show you guys in a second. You can also communicate. So what this was all about was it allows you to scan a various cards, such as, actually, I've got one right here. So if you actually could scan a card like this, and I'll show you guys how that works in a second, but you could scan that through the e-reader, then connect your Game Boy Advance over to, for example, a Gamecube and unlock content. Same thing worked for other Game Boy Advance games. You could unlock various content, like I've actually got a card right here. If you scan this card with one Game Boy Advance, connect it to another Game Boy Advance, and you could unlock various things. So it was a really interesting design. It was not perhaps the best executed. It was a little bit unwieldy to have multiple Game Boys and connect it here and there, but it did work. However, one of the cooler things about this is that it actually allows you to play like NES games. Originally what it comes with is a pack of cards. It has just a few cards in it, and then you just scan all the cards, and it'll actually unlock a full NES game on the cards. So I've actually got one right here. It's Donkey Kong Jr., and let's just play a little bit. I'll show you. It actually works just fine. It's pretty interesting considering that it's actually from a card. So, see here, I've not played this in a long time, but, no you don't. Ooh. I lost already, but as you can see, guys, that's actually a full NES game that you can play. There were a variety of them. I believe there was Excite Bike. Actually, I think there were about 8 or 9 NES games that were released for the e-reader, but that was really cool. So let me show you guys one more thing about this. You just had to scan the cards. So if we restart the Game Boy here and put the camera in focus, I'll go ahead and show you guys how this works. So I will actually collect, most of the cards that you could get were Pokemon cards. However, there were various other things. For example, Animal Crossing, that was pretty cool. You could do that as well. So let's open this up and scan some codes. So there were a couple of things. I actually have 3 here. I'm going to unlock a minigame for you guys right now. So with these Pokemon cards, if you scan the bottom of it, then it would be like for example, information, that kind of stuff. But if you saw any cards with like a code along the left, it will allow you to unlock stuff. So let's scan this here. You just had to do it fairly slowly, but it works pretty well. There you go, that's one. So as you guys can see here on the screen, it will say you have 2 more. So if we scan 2 more cards, which I have right here, it will allow us to unlock a mini game. Okay, so we have unlocked this mini game right here. So let me just give you guys a little demo of it, how it works. So we can actually start it. Now most of these mini games were not particularly amazing, and in fact I did not even remember how to play this one. There we go. We need to punch the rocks, I believe. There we go. Which is pretty cool considering that this was that did not work very well. But at any rate, the e-reader was a very interesting add-on. You could do a lot of things with it. Nintendo was definitely kind of thinking outside the box. I mean, even today, if something was released like that, that would be pretty cool to be able to just scan, like a card. And of course, these are just like any other card. There's nothing special about them. It's just, it just is able to read the little codes on the bottom. But it was very cool that it allows you to do a lot of things. So anyway, guys, that's it for my review of the e-reader. A very cool piece of old technology. If you're interested in picking one up, eBay's probably going to be your best bet. Like I said, outside of Japan, they were not very popular. In fact, I got this one when they quit making them. I got it for super cheap. But if you guys are interested, you can check it out. Very cool piece of old technology, and it was really innovative. So anyway, guys, Thanks for watching.